Senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins me now. Weijia, there was an important announcement today at the White House about Saudi Arabia and future nuclear energy. What was it?
Major, that's right. Sources told CBS News this was coming, a landmark agreement between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia to allow Saudi Arabia to develop a civilian nuclear program on its soil. And just a short time ago, in the past hour, the administration confirmed it with an official announcement saying that there's also an agreement to have bilateral safeguards in place and that these agreements, quote, advance U.S. and regional security by upholding high standards of nuclear safety, security, and non-proliferation and strengthening the U.S.'s competitive edge in civil nuclear technology. Now, that distinction is so critical, Major, because when we hear the word nuclear, we tend to think automatically of nuclear weapons, especially as the war in Iran rages on over its ambitions to acquire a nuclear weapon. But when we're talking about civilian programs, those are to develop energy for things like AI energy that is required to power all those data centers, and really something that every country is looking at how to do more of. But certainly this agreement to have the U.S. and U.S. companies help Saudi Arabia establish a program is going to irk, and that is putting it lightly, Iran, because Iran has long said they also have the right to develop a civilian program and enrich uranium for civilian purposes and not for military ones. Iran has not responded, Major, but surely this is going to add another layer of difficulty as the president tries to wind down that conflict.
And we should also remind our viewers that the Biden White House took a long look at this and was moving in this direction, but it wanted first Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel's right to exist and sort of have that mutual understanding before going to this nuclear civilian route. That hasn't happened. That's now right. The president's put that on the table, and the Israelis are probably going to look at this and wonder where they fit in.
That's right. And that is an important difference because from what we have seen so far, there is no policy requirement like the Biden administration had for Saudi Arabia. Of course, the president has a very warm relationship with the kingdom, but we don't know what concessions, if any, he has asked for. And you're right in that this was already on the path to becoming a deal with the U.S. under President Biden, but then the horrific attacks on October 7th happened and derailed those talks.
Weijia Jiang in the North Lawn of the White House, thank you very much.